I just I always gotta be transparent, man, and something that's just been on my heart here lately is the fact that as a child I was subjected to a lot of corruption. The environment that I grew up in, um it was hostile. It was, it was deceptive. It was a whole lot of things, man. Because granted, when I was growing up, I grew up in the crack era. I grew up in the in the 80s, when the crack era hit. And if you've been following me and you've watched my videos, then you know that, like I said, my mom was a trap queen. And I don't condone it, or I don't, I'm not glorifying it. I'm not praising it or nothing like that, because you know um my mom's had to do what she had to do, or she felt like she did what she did. You know what I'm saying? She did what she did because she felt like that at that time, that was the best thing to do. Because my mom's having 4 children. She didn't, have none of our fathers on, our daddies on child support. And mine, ended up being on child support a little later. But you know, in the meantime and in between time, my mom's, she took on the role of the man and the woman, and so she was basically, um, basically making sure that her children were taken care of, with my uncles and stuff. They did the best that they can or whatever, but I say that to say, that not to really bring up, their wrongdoings or anything like that, but, to say that, you know, um, being a product of my environment, I experienced a lot of things, Um, like most of my peers, when I jumped off the porch pretty early, like, even like a lot of our children today, because, the family structure has been decimated. And so, my point is this, is that, now that I'm older and I can think for myself, and I know right from wrong. And I can now see, the errors of my ways, and the things that I did that was wrong. And and I look at some of my peers, that I grew up with, and I just see a lot of things, that and I'm not condemning nobody, because I've been there. I'm not saying, who am I to judge you, and who am I to say what you're doing is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because, to each man, you got your own mind. You can do what you want to do, you know. But at the end of the day, my point is this. I remember when I was young. You know what I'm saying? I used to see the police in our neighborhood. All the time. Cause like back in the day, growing up, you had the Rip Boys. You know what I'm saying? And then, on top of that, you had the crack era. You know what I'm saying? And I remember seeing a police ride around with his gun on his lap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wonder why he pulled up on me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's why the Bible talks about, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up for you. Hold on just a second. And I always take you to this, the sins of the fathers, um, falling on the children. You know what I'm saying? So just think about, the sins of your mother and your father falling on you. You know what I'm saying? The sins of your families falling up on you. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to read this to you. And this, I always go to this verse, man. And this is how I know that the Bible is true, that the scriptures is true. And because, I've been subject to that, like, probably here, like, recently. And I ain't trying to let everybody all into my business, but, it's important that, I speak on certain things because, and speaking on certain things in my life, you know what I'm saying, maybe it can help you out in yours. You see what I'm saying? But, just a while ago, you know what I'm saying, I was working for Mazio's. You know what I'm saying? Hey, to my brother, man, I don't mean you no harm, man, but a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, ain't right, you know what I mean? But my daddy, I don't know nothing about what my daddy do out here, man. I just know he my daddy, but that's why, you gotta be careful what you do because, you know what I'm saying, your sins, fall up on your children. You know what I'm saying? You'll have people mad at you, and mad at your children because you know what I'm saying, what you did. You see what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, he my daddy. I love him, man. I might not agree with him. I might not agree with the things that he do. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's still my daddy and I still got love for him and shit. I go to bat for him. Real talk like that. You know what I'm saying? No matter, you know what I'm saying, the differences. You know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, I was delivering pieces, man, and I had got this one delivery to this one house, and when I pulled up, the dude was like, "Who was that trying to talk to me?" I thought somebody was trying to talk to my wife, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't know why the dude said that to me, you know what I'm saying, but I ended up running into my stepbrother. My daddy married his mama, you know what I'm saying, and I can't figure out why the dude said that to me, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, he was like, yeah, I thought somebody was up here trying to talk to my wife. Well, I ran into my brother because we cool, you know what I'm saying? Me and my stepbrother, we cool, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no problem with him, you know what I'm saying? But, I started to put two and two together. Hold on, man. I'm going to get this verse for you. You'll share it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, it'd be funny, but at the same time, it'd be real, though. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't understand what the dude was talking about because, I ain't the type of person, I don't talk to other people, women. If I know you got a dude, if I know you married, I'm definitely going the other way. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got no time to be fighting over you. You know what I'm saying? You either going to choose up or you just, you know what I'm saying, I can't deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, if you got a man, you got a friend, and you know what I'm saying, a friend, I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, if it's your boyfriend on the side and you know what I'm saying, he cuddy buddy and stuff, I can't really deal with you because when you have intercourse with people, you get attached to people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call it soul ties, So anyway, but anyway, like I was saying, I pulled up to the dude's house to deliver a piece, and he said that to me. And then when I ran into my brother, he was like, his his pop stayed somewhere over there, so I was like, in this certain color house. He was like, yeah, and then I started putting two and two together. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, now I see why he said what he said. You know what I'm saying? Because it was my stepbrother's um mother who my daddy married, who was, I guess, was his wife before then. Anyway, if you know me, you know me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in the city, they treat me how they do because a lot of people, they got problems with my family or they might got problems with my daddy, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I was a little child, excuse me, not a kid, but a child when the things was going on that they was doing. So, you shouldn't take your problems out on me for that. But anyway, it say thou shalt have no other God before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So I'm with that. That's just gonna be my only verse. But sometimes, we make, you know, women might be a person's vice. You know what I'm saying? Some people might put women before they put before God. Some people might put their jobs before they put God. Some people might put their cars and their houses. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you do, you've made it a God. So if you break one commandment, you break them all. Because in creating this great making something an graven image, then you have made it your God. You see what I'm saying? An idol. But anyway, my point is this: is that so you got to think about it when my T lady was doing what she was doing, because when the crack era hit, you know what I'm saying, it was a new thing, you know what I'm saying. At one time the police was just, created to for laundering. When, after the Emancipation, the Proclamation, when slaves was free, if you was caught standing around, the police would catch you, take you to jail, send you to the penitentiary, and make you work for free. You know what I'm saying? So just like the 13th Amendment, you see what I'm saying? Slavery was still enacted, you know what I'm saying, but it was legalized instead of, being made unconstitutional, or what they would call unconstitutional, or, you know what I'm saying, being prohibited, after it was abolished. You see what I'm saying? And so, like I said, me and my brothers and my friends was, playing around the corner and stuff. And the police came down the street. He had a pistol on his lap. You know what I'm saying? I looked in the car and seen it on his lap. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, didn't understand, because I'm just a child. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And it wasn't until I got older that, because my moms and them, they didn't really talk around me, because, what I'm saying? Like, I don't talk too much, but you know what I'm saying? Like, at the same time, I would, being pure and being a child, I would have told them, it was wrong or something. Mama, why you do that? You know how children is. What's that? That's me. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You feel me? A lot of things didn't get talked to around me. You know what I'm saying? Because, I probably, when I was young, would have went and said something. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until I got older that, you know what I'm saying, that I really understood what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that I look back, you know what I'm saying, and I can see it's, but I say that because you know, and excuse me for the pause, because a lot of things is just coming to my memory, which I'm not gonna speak on, but I'm just saying in this instance, that the sins of my mother and my father, came upon me. You see what I'm saying? Because the environment that I was raised in, and the spirit that I was raised up under, the witchcraft spirit and stuff like that, because that's sorcery. Anytime you dealing in selling narcotics for mica, you see what I'm saying? Like, you can find coca coca and Novocaine. You know what I'm saying? When they used to shoot it in your teeth, that's what they used to use to numb your teeth. You see what I'm saying? For they extract the tooth out your mouth. So they Novocaine used to be, that's why it was called Novocaine, because it come from from the cane plant. Anyway, I say that to say this, that anytime, and I'm gonna say this, if you don't know, the federal law is the supreme law of the land. And then you have the constitution of each state. You see what I'm saying? You got the Fifth Amendment, and then you got the 14th Amendment. You know what I'm saying? If you got time on your hands, take the time to go read it. The Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendment. They're different but they both have some similitudes at the same time. You know, just go read it when you get a chance. But I say that to say this, that when people, because we all human, we all people, you know what I'm saying, when you go to work, you put on a suit. You know what I'm saying? This is your job, your career, your profession, but you're still a human. You see what I'm saying? You still have to, be a humanitarian. You know what I'm saying? When you're in your profession, you gotta be professional in your profession. You see what I'm saying? And so anytime when you're placed in the office like that, like the office of a president, how we see the things going on now with, the Biden camp, you see what I'm saying? How, it's coming to light that, you know what I'm saying, people on the low is doing things and thinking they above the law. You see what I'm saying? And getting away with things, you know what I'm saying, and not have to pay the penalty for breaking the law, criminalizing the law. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to pay the penalty. You see what I'm saying? But if it came to a lower level like me, you, or somebody else, you know what I'm saying, then they would max, especially if you black, they'll max you out. You see what I'm saying? And so that becomes a problem with the Most High, because you have to understand that the federal law is constructed after the spiritual law. You know what I'm saying? That's why, if you murder, you see what I'm saying, then you get life in prison because you took a life. You see what I'm saying? So you get life in prison. In all other countries, when you steal, they cut your hand off. You see what I'm saying? And so it's different laws and different other, but you have to understand that all the laws are first spiritual and then physical. So the federal law, being the supreme law of the land, constructed after the spiritual law, when people start to become above the law and start to abuse their power and start to misuse their power, then that makes it where the Most High got to step in. You see what I'm saying? And then when the Most High have to step in, then he takes the power away from you. You see what I'm saying? Then things start to get exposed. Then things start to happen because people abuse they power when you know what I'm saying? And it results from people not, respecting other people's races, respecting other people as humans, and respecting other people as people. You see what I'm saying? And so, anytime people become above the law, man, that's when the Most High got to step in. You know what I mean? Because, a false weight and a false balance is an abomination to him. And granted, Yasharel, because we delivered our Messiah into the hands of the Gentiles, we were cursed for 400 years, but the curse is over. On those who are returning to the curse, you know what I'm saying, they are being judged by their God. You see what I'm saying? But all those who choose not to come up under covenant and choose to continue to serve, the man's ideologies, man's religion, and man's government, then you fall up under that. You see what I'm saying? Then you're judged by that. You see what I'm saying? So, I just thought that I would put that out there, man. Like, subscribe, and share. Nobody's above the law, man. When you're put in a position of power, you see what I'm saying? You're not put there to abuse that power. You're put there to use that power appropriately for the benefit of the people. You see what I'm saying? And anytime you misuse that power, then that power is taken from you. That's why David, you know what I'm saying, when he was when he coveted Bathsheba, because the law says thou should not covet. You see what I'm saying? So he coveted another man's wife. You see what I'm saying? So when he broke that sin, then he broke another sin. You know what I'm saying? Which, he committed adultery. That's two sins he broke. Then after he committed adultery, then he murdered the man. You see what I'm saying? Because he had gotten Bathsheba pregnant. You see what I'm saying? And so this woman was carrying another man's child, and he didn't even know, and he didn't want him to find out, because, you know what I'm saying, the apple don't fall far from the tree. You see what I'm saying? And so he put Uriah on the front line and had Uriah murdered. Even though he didn't have a hand, his hand didn't do it, he still had a hand in it. You see what I'm saying? And so he broke 3 laws, you know what I'm saying, just within that stint. You see what I'm saying? But you have to look at it that he was at the pinnacle of his profession. He was the king. You know, that's why they said he went out on the top of the roof and he looked down, because he was at the highest point in his life. He had fought giants and fought many of wars and won many of wars and beat many of giants. He could have had any woman in the kingdom that he wanted. But instead he took a married man's wife. You see what I'm saying? And so he abused his power. You see what I'm saying? And so I hope that, you know, in this, that I was able to help somebody to understand that, you know, if you in a position of power, man, don't abuse your power. You know what I'm saying? Use your power what it's for. You know what I'm saying? And that's to be a help and not a hindrance. Shalom. Peace and blessings.